down. I'll use that for a title later. Forged. F-O-R. Forged. By fur. I'm forged by fur. But I'll talk about that later. Because I just, like, I just moving on. Moving on. Little mom. She's so cute. She always tells me about my smile now. Are you getting hungry or anything? You want some water? The meek are inheriting the earth. I'm having my own experience. I'm a changed person. I am not the same person that I was Friday. I've evolved into a different version. And today was like the dip. If you look at the heart, don't eat my finger. You like the breeze? There, let me turn on some music and then I can focus on. I'm just gonna talk to myself. I'll do the earth bears because mom talks. She's having conversations, but it makes my train of thought derail. I played the harmonica today. I haven't played it in years because Benny and Tucker used to howl. They didn't like it. They're not here no more, so I played the harmonica today. Got it for my mom. You got this for me for my 40th birthday. It's spelled with an E. She didn't quite finish it. But we give mom all kinds of props for all the effort that she's putting into trying in her life. So. Made it through the first 24 hours of a. It's not just that it was a big loss. It was a big loss because it was one of three, you know. And so my world has completely shifted, and this I knew it was gonna because of the Pisces eclipse that's happening. And my Pisces is in fucking Pisces, Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, and it's just too much. And what I had a realization right before I started this talk, because all day long I'm screaming I'm scrolling on all the socials to see where people's like where they're at, and there's so much violence, and it occurred to me. They're going through what I went through, and that I've been telling people this is what's coming. You got to prepare. People don't think anything about what I have to say. I'm just, some dumb bitch on the internet. What the fuck do I know? But my life, I see people don't like me. People like me, we don't do YouTube videos. The only reason why I'm doing this shit is so you people know like people like me exist. See? Because living in your little delusions. Labor Day, 4th of July. Oh, Christmas is coming up. Yeah. There's millions of homeless people on the street. They don't fucking care about your Christmas or your belief in Santa Claus, a fake man in a red suit that goes down. If you're really good, I spent my formative years on a Greyhound bus making a judge happy that I never even laid hands on. To perpetuate a system so they could take days off. 12 hours. 11 and a half hours from San Luis Obispo to Redding, California. Every Christmas. With my nacho neurodivergence, I learned a lot of lessons when the bus driver says, don't be longer than 5 minutes, we're leaving. You better be back, because all the number of people I saw get left, families split up. They don't play, so I learned how to be on time. I learned how to be punctual. Because his time is valuable. Because he's got places to be, and if other people don't recognize that, he don't see them. So, 2003, my country gave to me 8 anthrax vaccines. You got 2 at a time in the Air Force at Offutt. Ed Berkwillis Hospital. 5 years after that, I noticed my behaviors changing. Marge, I was in recovery. I had 5 years sober, you know. Like, I bought a house. I worked at Crate. No, at that time I worked at Westcourt. 2007. So, that was before Creighton University. The prestigious university in Omaha. The Jesuits. The cool Catholics. I tell stories about that. We'll get into that later. Hi, Lunatico. Go girl. I had all the things going for me. I had no reason to have all this anger starting to build up. I didn't know what it was. And so, you know, just progressing in recovery, the people, they're just telling me how you feel. You know, you can't take how you feel out on everybody else. So I would just stuff. Or I would just, I started riding my bike. I started getting physical again. I'm Aries. I did that a long time. I turned my angst into, my woes into wheelies. And so I just get active because that's the only thing that I can control. I can't control the circumstances that are happening around me, so I can just do things that I can control. And for a lot of years, I used food to make myself feel better, and that was terribly ineffective. And so, and then I listened to other people around me, you know, and like their grandkids were going in, because I was an old lady when I was in the military. I was like 26 years old. I was like 8 years. I was at the inn, so I'm like a fucking adult hanging out with a bunch of kids that just left their house for the first time, right? But and I still was the only one that could like do like the whole obstacle course. Like, kids aren't ready, and that was back in 2000. People are not ready for an apocalyptic reality. We are though, huh, Ma? I was hauling water in 2.5 years. It's in my feed back there. I got a whole Salem's misappropriate. I got playlist of bullshit. You know, just people paying themselves to do work they never do, and now it's catching up because karma's real, and what you don't put out, it comes back to you. So. And now what I'm seeing 5 years after all these other people got these cooks, see, because it's my belief. I'm convinced they tested that shit on me 15 years ago. That's why when they had the rollout, they just were so fast because they tested it already. Oh yeah, it's fine. We tested it on the airmen. We said it was an anthrax vaccine because white powder in an envelope is such a dangerous motherfucking thing. You know, like, this country's a lie. It's just, and I have ancestors that were in the room, queer as a fucking $4 bill, in the room, wearing white wig wearing weirdo, you know, all these people that just couldn't fight their fucking creepy butt stuff perversions, you know. They built the country, the Freemasons, my family, long lines of them. Those freaking lip dicks never did nothing for me. So, all the clubs, you know, they all could suck my decorum at this point. The world is not any better off because of any of their weird backroom butt shenanigans. You ladies, too. My grandma was an Eastern Star. That stuff never did me any favor. It only caused harm to me and my mother. So, I don't like clubs. So now what I'm seeing, 5 years after all these other people get their little blah, look at all these people. They're just, people have no emotional control. That's what I found out was happening to me. But I was like processing through it, you know, but without really knowing what was happening. I knew I was autistic. They said I was autistic in 1987. It didn't fucking matter. They just said, sit in the class with everyone else and be quiet. But I got in trouble because I would see the truth different than other people would, and I would speak out on that. Because I always been a psychic intuitive. I get it from my mom. And she never told me to ignore that stuff. She encouraged me to listen to my intuition. And then once I found, as I got older and I found the chakra system, mind, body, and that's when the energy, and I know the congruence between mind, body, and spirit. To me, it's like, well, I can't hear this song right now. So as I was scrolling through social media today, I'm seeing like my feed is just a lot of violence, a lot of people throwing swings, a lot of people fighting, and it made me think that, okay, now we're in the era of Pisces, because that's what I was going out today. When I went out today, I'll tell you about my outing when I went to get food for me and Mom today. But it occurred to me, because I'm like walking, I feel like I'm walking in water. We are walking in water. Air is water, especially if there's humidity in it. We're just fish, really. That's why we have to go by maritime law. Isn't it plain to see? Go girl, lunatic. So, all this Piscean energy, it's all this feminine energy. And that's what I'm seeing on social media is people overcompensating, because that's what I did for years before I figured out what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought I was angry. I wasn't rectifying. I wasn't cool with the feminine energy in me, because I'm mostly masculine energy. So I was so mad, because I'm like, why do I, because what happened to me when I was a 10-month-old baby? It rewired my brain. And it put things, it agitate a weakness to things, and I have to separate all that. So now I'm embracing my feminine energy for the first time in 51 years. I'm just riding the wave. Wow. Ain't gonna be the dam, the little dike in the dam. That ain't me. No, you must have mistaken me for someone else. So that's what I'm seeing out as a collective, is all these people denying their feminine energy. So that's what all the road rage is, the shootings, like overcompensation. So, and it occurred to me, because all 3 male dogs are gone, and now we have, for the first time, like, we have Stanley the male cat, but it's mom, female, it's like the girls out the boys now, like, it's just so weird how life is. And you want to go outside? What you need? I'm gonna just finish this story, and then I'll just tell you what happened when I went out. I had kind of synchronistic day. The gal that I was in communication with this weekend, she works at the vet clinic. I was texting her, letting her, or I talked to her last week at the clinic, and then I was like kind of keeping her abreast, what was going on. And then she wasn't able to make it in yesterday morning, but she gave everybody a heads up and stuff like that, which was really cool. And so I'm going to get the whole vet office. I'm going to order them pizza for lunch. I've done this before. There's always ways to show people how much you appreciate them. And they like it. So, and then I get I don't just get pizza, but I'll get chicken Alfredo and garden salad, stuff like that, so they can have a buffet kind of thing. So, but she's off on Wednesdays, and that's usually when they're mostly staffed, but she's off on Wednesdays. So, I went to this one restaurant today. Look at all the orbs. It's a hair on there's a hair up there. It'll stop now. But, you're pretty cute, girl. I'll feed you in just a minute, okay? So I went to a restaurant here in town called the Farmhouse, because in Omaha there's a farmhouse, and that place was rad, man. It was hopping. It was where people would go with hangovers and all kinds of people. I mean, we have a hour wait or something on Sundays. But it didn't matter because it was right next door to, I think, what was that place called? Mangelson's, and you just walk, it was this gigantic craft store, like everything you could imagine, like it was insane. Then you just walk around there until they call you. So I went to the farmhouse and I walk, and the restaurant itself is set back, and it's beautiful. Like I was like smelling flowers, like it was I was like, I wonder who this landscaper is, because it's phenomenal. Like it felt good. Like it's a healing vibe, right? And then I get up to the restaurant. I love the land. I always love the land. The people ruin everything for me. They ruin, and I'm not even like, I have no expectation, right? But I started out working in restaurants. My first life lesson, like longest job, 3.5 years, I worked at Chevy's Mexican restaurant. I was 18 to, they fired me when I was 21. Andrew did, douche. That dude is a douche. Corporate fraternity brother, fucking douchebag, man. That's when I started tracking frat brats. What little bitches they were. Yeah. Just like, because they're feminine energy, but they gotta overcompensate. And they always gotta squish the masculine chick. Put me in my place. They put me in my place and I dance around, motherfuckers. So, I walk up to the door, and there's a woman. She walks right out. I look right at her. She's a waitress. She works there. She has 2 glasses of water. Instead of looking at me, she looked down at the ground past me. I grab a menu because I want biscuits and gravy. I'm eating my feelings. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, I'm back on to not eating my feelings. I'm past it. So, did not even look at me, right? I look at the menu. Breakfast. There's no biscuits and gravy here. And then she walks back this other way to go back in the door. I look up at her again so she can acknowledge me as a human being on planet Earth with opposable thumbs. Nope. Went back inside. Put my menu down, turned around, walked away. Will not go back, likely. Because we ain't the same frequency. Because if you can't see me, I must not be here. So, if you vibe that low to not see me, I'm not going to put your food inside of me. That's not nourishment. That's... So... Anyway, so I left there, and then I went over to the good old standby Gold Pinion. Walk in. Hi, Marge. Yeah, how you doing? You know, oh, yeah, I'm sad. I'm eating my feelings. I'm reading the menu. All right, Mom's getting some blueberry waffles. We're going to get a chicken burrito for later, and I just want a little, like, biscuit and gravy side thing. Nothing fancy. And then Mom got eggs and something and sides or something. And so I walk in, and then I go outside and sit down, and then these 3 people are walking at me, and I was like, and they're like, Marge, and it took me a minute, and it was the woman that works at the vet office that I was going to buy lunch for, because she helped me through a very hard situation this weekend. So it was really cool that I got to buy her whole family lunch then. You know, and give them some stickers and stuff, and told them I was on Frank. Quite frankly, I called in, and I'll be calling back in when I've taken a few days off of trying to connect with anything outside of my psyche. Good girl, honey bear. But I'm gonna keep listening because my story is just insane. Like, the people on his channel didn't even hear about what happened when I was a 10-month-old girl, you know, and how I read the sheriff report when I was 13. So I know so all these people that are all, Epstein files, I'm like, dude, my life, like, I know about that world. I know what creeps are. Like, it's creeps. You guys are, like, designating it to one group. It's just, It's creeps. There's all kinds of people out there that do weird shit to kids and animals. That's what you see, and you gotta use us empaths that have been touched and survived and know what evil is. So you gotta know what evil is, and people don't know what evil is because they keep perpetuating evil shit like it's cute. I don't think kids should be doing Halloween in 2025. Just because of all the wholesome goodness that goes into it, there is that much wholesome goodness that people are... there is an equal opposite reaction. So there is evil that transpires during that season. Don't let them match it. Don't let them match it. Like, we need a planet where we don't care about Halloween and Christmas. If things are gonna change, they gotta change completely. And you can't be like, oh, love and light. The poles are gonna flip. Natural fires here, people catastrophics here, and then okay, we gotta step everything and put our fucking stockings up. That's like cognitive dissonance to me. That doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, we do. We got Luna. She's like down here wanting to eat her dinner. We got Luna. She's an old girl. She came from South Carolina. Moon, Luna. That was her given name. 40 minutes from her, they were going to put her down. And they said, you gotta, and the cat, they're fine. Luna wanted to be, she didn't like it. She's glad the stinky boys are gone. She's good. She's getting old too. She came from South Carolina and then came to me in Omaha. So she took her freedom ride up through Tennessee. She's been through more states. She's been to states I haven't been to. So she came up to Omaha, and then we went to Oregon, down through Nevada. Was in this time, or coming up here is my hell time of when I was in Arizona for like 11 weeks. And then we coming up on our 5th anniversary of being in New Mexico, where we found out Mom was born 22 miles north of where we've been. So our story is insane. Our story is like nothing of anybody else's, because you know how they say like attracts like. I keep looking out there to find people like me, and I just can't. So I do these YouTube videos, and if there's people out there, they're gonna find me. Girl, why isn't that police stuff working? She says, because I need a mood, and I bitch. Oh, you want me to bitch you? Want me to buzz you? Buzzer, girl. It's weird because it's cool, but... You go, girl. You are too cute. She is a cute little girl. Yep. But I honor my commitment in a world that doesn't do that, so... That's how I set myself apart from other people. It's just, But I've definitely aged in the last 5 days. I'm definitely a different version of who I was a very short time ago. And, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And when you see these guys with their big trucks out there with their big wheels and they're all, they're racing around. Okay, I will. Just tell them they look pretty, okay? Just tell them they look pretty. That's what they're aiming for. Because they're so bad about their feminine. I see it. It's so funny, man. It cracks me up. Love it. Predictive behavior, man. People are so... You learn your chart. And it's easy to see your... Yeah. I was looking up me today. I like to look up a little something whenever they... talk, like Molly McCord or somebody talks about it, And so I'll be like, oh, okay, I wonder where my okay. So I'll look at Pluto. Pluto in Libra at 5.06 signifies a powerful transformative energy focused on relationships, justice, and balance for an entire generation. That's me, baby. Plus, Pluto is a slow-moving generational planet. It affects are felt collectively rather than individually. See, that's what happens when you live from your astrology. You act like your astrology. But then you have shadow aspects that you want to rise above, but that's a whole entire other thing. But then I think about every person that I went to high school with. They're like 51 years old, and they're basically still doing the same shit that they did in high school. Like, they didn't evolve. They didn't evolve. Like, how many years did you live that were exactly the same while I'm traveling around fucking, the country trying to, because of housing insecurity, because stupid cousins are running planet Earth. And going the whole time like, hey, it's going to get bad. It's going to get bad. This little weird kid, it's going to get bad. It's going to start getting worse for more people. Because people have what they need, and then they fuck all everyone else. Now look what's happening. So, all right, that's what I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a